Okay, so it is the end of the season for Sunderland. We've got 3 more matches in the league to go. We're still first, and our form has completely disappeared into the bin. In fact, since you were last with me, we can see we've lost our last 3 games. Actually, that's a lie. We drew our last game, but we lost the 2 before that. Welcome back to our 0-0 series with Sunderland, where, as you can see, the form's a little bit iffy towards the end of this season. Since you were last with me and the match against Blackpool, we had a good rest of March. I mean, we drew the game against Luton, but then we won the last 3 matches against Hull, Cardiff and Leeds, only conceding 1 goal. And then we hit April. And it's like the team have panicked about the fact that they could win the league and get promotion and have decided to stop scoring goals. That's our main problem. We've not scored against Peterborough, Preston or Bristol City. We've obviously conceded against the first 2, and then we didn't concede against Bristol, which means we managed to get 1 point. And it does leave the league looking like this. We are still top. We're guaranteed a playoff position, but we obviously want an automatic promotion position. And we were 10 points clear at the top of the league at one point with QPR chasing us. Now it is us and Sheffield United. We're only 2 points clear at the top. It is going to be a very difficult end to the season if this form continues. Sheffield United actually play Middlesbrough today as well, who are in the playoff positions as well, which is definitely going to impact this. I think this is going to be our lineup facing up Burnley, though, who are 14th in the league. We've got Peterson in goal. Our back 4 today, Moreira, Smith, Cittadini and Sakete. Ballard is out injured. We're bringing in Moreira as well over on that left-hand side over Liddington or Rec. Rec is also injured, actually, but instead of Liddington, I think just because he's a little bit more attacking, he's got a really good long. We've actually managed to use that to our advantage in recent games as well. Well, not the 3 most recent ones where we've been awful, but before that, we've actually started scoring a couple of goals off those long throws, which is really, really helpful. We then got Hakan Narison at the base of midfield behind Vangelis and Simon. And then we've got Anthony on the left, Davies on the right, and Vargas up front. Vargas, who we really, really need to start scoring again. He's kind of all important. I think he's got 22 goals this season so far. He was the top league scorer at one point. I'm not sure where he ranks in that now, but I'd almost guarantee it's not top anymore, which is what's kind of causing us these problems. More than anything is the fact that our main goal scoring threat and the man we rely on to actually score those goals has just dried up towards the end of the season. It's not an ideal time for it to happen. This is the worst patch of form we've had since the start of the season. We obviously struggled to get started. Once we haven't actually lost more than 2 games in a row for the majority of the season until right now. Vargas there again. I mean, is that entirely him? Probably not. I mean, it's not a great cross. There's a defender in front of him, but it's a month ago. Would he have just buried that? It's entirely possible. And this is going to be, like I said, it's going to be a long old episode. We're going to play through, I think, all 3 matches, depending. I mean, obviously, if something massively changes and we suddenly win the league, there'll be no reason to play the last match. But I think we'll end up probably playing all 3 matches because they're all important now. Ball into Vargas here. Vargas, he has started scoring again. And it does look like, though, I don't like this. We are going back to the referee who's going to say it's offside. So he has scored. He's got the ball in the back of the net. Not going to count though. Simon launching that one a little bit too early there for Vargas, who is only just offside. Vangelis, I've just noticed, has got a yellow card as well. Attempt to ease off those tackles. We're just going to see a corner here on the 29th minute. That one has met the head of Cittadini at that far post for his first ever goal for Sunderland. That is a bit more what we're looking for. We scored a goal now. We scored a goal. That's the first one in 4 games. I think that could be all important to regaining some form here. We're definitely looking like we're in good form against Burnley, as you can see. They've not got a shot yet. We are dominating them, but we just need to go and get a second, possibly even a third, just to absolutely make sure here that we stay those 2 points ahead of Sheffield United. I think the actual title is going to go right down to the wire. I believe we can actually secure automatic promotion in this match. Vargas has just scored as well. There's the second goal. Vargas, who we said we were going to rely on to get back into goal scoring form, has managed that 35 minutes in. And all of a sudden, this all feels a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more like how we have been playing. Look at that. He skinned 2 defenders and then shot it past the goalkeeper. Beautiful stuff. We love to see that. Sheffield United, as I mentioned, playing Middlesbrough. They're currently 1-0 up. So are just maintaining that chase on us. But it'd be nice today to at least secure automatic promotion. Then we can worry about winning the league. And I think it's important we do win the league here, given how much of this season we've been in first place. I had a look at it in between episodes. And I think since we hit first place for the first time, which was a couple of months ago, we've never relinquished that top spot. Once we got there, no one else has been able to take that from us. Free kick here for us. Moreira, the man who got the first assist in this match, launching that one, looking for Cittadini. He does find him again, but unable to convert on this occasion like he did with the first. And now 72 minutes in, we need to think about some substitutions. Moreira is going to have to come off now. Liddington is going to come on. Hakan Harrison comes off for Matete. And Cittadini, our goal scorer, comes off for Jason Selt on the 72nd minute. Just as we freshen up legs and just make sure that we don't collapse at the end of this match. I think it's unlikely at this point that we go and lose to Burnley. But honestly, given our form recently, I can't actually be all that sure. It's been a very, very concerning run, and it's made things a little bit more difficult. Selt here, that's got to go down as a mistake by Jensen Selt. I've just also said I don't think we're likely to be losing or dropping points here against Burnley. And instantly to go and score. Selt actually got there first, but that is an absolutely terrible first touch. He basically played in the Burnley striker there and allowed him through on goal, which wasn't really what we're looking for here. Harvey White's going to come on for Simon. And I think probably Vangelis, Jane Nancy can come off, and Univar can come on over on that left-hand side. About 8 to 10 minutes left of this match now. We've just encouraged the team just a little bit. It's all okay at the moment. If we could grab another one and just really secure this win, that would be great. Or if we could just not concede, that would be equally great. Just either way, if we could get 3 points, that's what we're looking for here, guys. Just 3 points, secure automatic promotion, keep ourselves top of the league, and the job's a good one, really. Burnley here, just happy to play around with the ball at the back and just wait for an opening, which they have found here. It's Twain who scored the first goal through, and Peterson just about manages to get there. I mean, he came out, it looked like he was going to be rounded. He's managed to dive down to the left side and not concede there. I don't know if we should be a little bit worried, because that was a bit of a concerning moment, but it does mean we're still 2 points at the top, clear at the top of the league with 2 games to go. Still okay. It's still okay for the moment. It does mean as well, as we can see, we celebrate promotion. We are going to be a Premier League team next season with Sunderland. We've secured that with 2 games to go. We no longer need to worry. That's fantastic. I mean, that's more than what we were expected to do this season. Beautiful stuff. Pivotal match there, a 3-1 win against Blackburn. I'm not sure why that was pivotal. I'm not sure at all. We've also got initial budgets. That's quite nice. 38.38 million. I would have liked a little bit more for a promotion to Premier League, closer to 50 million. But we take it, an £800,000 a week. I mean, that might be kind of useful, because we might be able to move some of this around. I think players move on in the summer as well, or at least I would expect them to move on in the summer. If we have a look at our squad now very, very quickly, we have got some players that already are asking to leave. Matete is actually on the transfer list. He's come and said he wants to leave. I can't see where he is. There he is. Matete is actually under a £6 million bid by Sheffield United. He's wanted by a bunch of other teams as well. I have no problem with Matete. I don't think he makes the step up to the Premier League, though. And he wanted to leave, so he's on the transfer list. We've also got some players down here. All the ones under 3-star, maybe they could move on. Maybe some of the ones that are 3-star as well. The ones without any potential, like Jaden Anthony. So it could be a long summer transfer window in the next episode. Today, though, we just need to focus. We need to focus. We have got ourselves promoted to the Premier League. Now we need to go and secure the title. I mean, when you're trying to win a title, this is less than ideal. Our star striker Vargas going to be out for the next 2 weeks, which is to the end of the season, really. He's going to finish with 22 goals in 32 appearances in the league. I think that's a very, very good debut season. Hopefully, he can go and do it in the Premier League. The other thing happening as well is that Matete is going to be joining Sheffield United, who, by the looks of it, I think are also already guaranteed to be in the Premier League. So he's going to be a Premier League player. We've received £6.5 million for him. As I mentioned, he wanted to leave. So that's absolutely fine. We'll see if we can wrap this up in the next couple of matches, maybe give him a little bit of game time, give him a good send-off. That would be absolutely lovely. But we can't focus on Matete right now. He is on the bench. Hopefully we can get him on for a little bit of game time. In the meantime, though, we need to go and face Reading in our second to last match. We haven't really made any changes. The only change is one forced upon us with that injury from Vargas. So Vargas is out. Hansen is in up front. The rest of the team remains exactly the same, and we need to keep a very, very close eye on what Sheffield United are going to be doing today. I haven't actually seen who it is they're playing against, so we should probably have a look at that sooner rather than later. But they are going to be playing Peterborough. Peterborough are 13th in the league. We are obviously playing Reading, who are 19th. So you'd think we stand the better chance of winning our game if someone's going to drop points. You'd hope it would be Sheffield United, but all we can do really now is just focus on our last two games. We need to win both of those. If we win both, then it doesn't matter what Sheffield United do. We're going to win the league. We are clear at the top. Now we just need to go and do it. And as I mentioned, the form still a little bit off. It is a little bit worrying to me still, but let's just go score some goals, lads. It's as easy as that, really. Put the ball in the back of the net, and we don't need to worry about any of this. None of this form malarkey or winning the league. Just score goals and don't concede any. It's simple. That's how football works. Hansen into Anthony here. Anthony into the box. He draws a save from the goalkeeper, and it is cleared by the defender, but Anthony picks it up once again over to Moreira now, who does get a cross into the box, but I assume it wasn't a very good one considering the highlight cut off. Reading with their throw-in now, just launching up and forward. Kerr Smith going to clear that one up. Simon does lose it in the centre of the park though, and now Reading lose the ball as we regain possession. Can we regain our composure a little bit as well, please, lads? We're going to keep hold of possession, not just keep passing it back and forth between the two teams. Davies here on the run. Can he get across into the box? He pulls it back to Hansen, and Magne Hansen with his 9th goal of the season puts us 1-0 up against Reading, and it takes us one step closer to winning this title. I think, will this be the first title we've won as a manager as well? I think with Taunton, we got promoted with the playoffs. I think with Forest Green, we ended up finishing 3rd. So this would actually be our first trophy as a manager. Sheffield United are beating Peterborough as well. So it doesn't look like we're going to be crowned champions today. Looks like that is going to go down to the final day in the league potentially, which is maddening when you consider we were 10 points clear. We could have had this wrapped up 4 games ago. Whatever that mathematically looks like. I can't do maths in the middle of this and trying to commentate at the same time. Anthony throw on goal here. Anthony does score. I think that's going to be called back for offside though, by the looks of it. Looks like he just went offside. I don't think there can be a lot in that. Davies here plays it there. Okay, it's quite a lot. It's quite a lot of offside. It didn't look like a lot until you draw the lovely little squiggly lines, and then all of a sudden it's quite a lot. Moreira looking for Cittadini again. Cittadini almost scoring off a Moreira corner again. That combination is definitely working. We are going to take it again. Let's see if we can get it to work this time. Moreira once again, far post, finds Smith this time, who does just head over and can't add to our tally for the day. A little bit unfortunate. Another corner though. We are really threatening from these corners here. Cittadini this time with the cross from Anthony off the corner, once again gets his head to it. What I'm thinking now as well, I mean, we've got the promotion thing, we need to focus on the title, absolutely, but who in this team is good enough to make the step up to the Premier League? I think that's important. Pettersson, I think, does it. If we're looking down the line right now, Sakete, I think, is a good backup, but not necessarily our first choice right back. So I don't know he's ever going to be good enough to play in the Premier League. I think it'd be good as a backup, a squad depth option next season. Cittadini might be good enough to start in the Premier League. Smith, Again, I think could be a rotation option, Hansen for on goal here. But I don't think he's necessarily a first choice defender. Same with Moraria. Hakan Harrison, I'd like to keep him as the first choice defensive midfielder just because he's got so much potential on him. We'd like to keep playing him as much as possible. Same with Luke Simons, same with Vangelis. Davies, obviously on loan, I think he'd be a good purchase in the summer. Ball through to Anthony here, draws a save from the goalkeeper. And Anthony, I think, probably isn't good enough for the step up, and Hansen we'd like to play as much as possible, but probably ends up as a squad depth option on the right and up front again, covering both of those positions. So a lot of this team, I think, does stay. I don't think we go mad heading into the Premier League. The whole point is we've brought ourselves in a position where actually we can keep this team, if we just keep the team together, and we can play them an entire season in the Premier League and not get relegated, which does mean adding some players. It probably means adding maybe a little bit more experience, maybe some players that have been there, done that before, or adding, just wonder kids that can play there already and drag the rest of the team up with them. If we can do a season in the Premier League, then I think beautiful goal there for Magne Hansen. 10th goal of the season. Really, really well taken. That's a good start to the second half. I think we can keep this team together and give them all as much game time as humanly possible for the ones that have got the most potential. And we can survive, even if it's survived by the skin of our teeth, then I think we put ourselves in a good position for the second season in the Premier League, because a lot of these players will gain that experience and become better players for it and maybe become Premier League standard players. Whereas right now, I think they are going to be Championship standard players with the potential to play in the Premier League, and are going to get to the Premier League before they are actually at that ability, and we're just going to have to deal with that as best as we can. Anthony here, through on goal, lad. No, that just draws that one absurdly wide, Sheffield United now beating Peterborough 2-0 as well. So I think today our job, by the looks of it, is very, very done. There's still a lot of time in the game, but I'm not too worried now. If you look at the stats, throw in there from Moraria. I said he had a long throw in him. Anthony heading it back in as well. That one's been pushed away by the defender, but only as far as Simon, who now tries to find Anthony, doesn't quite manage it. It is cut out by the Reading defender, who are now going to play up from the back. I said I wasn't worried about it, and all of a sudden they've turned into prime Barcelona and just knocking this about with ease and making us run after it. If we could put a tackle in. I mean, we're pressing, which is fantastic. We're not really doing a lot with it. Cittadini to Simon. Hansen trying to get on the end of that one. Doesn't quite manage it. It's back with Reading now. Ball played through to Stewart. And luckily, he just pulls that one wide and doesn't even trouble the goalkeeper. But it's a bit of a let-off for us. A little bit of a let-off for us, really. A couple of tired players on the pitch as well, I've noticed. So Kerr Smith can come off. We'll bring on Jensen Selt again. Hopefully he can do a little bit better than in the last match. And actually, that's probably it for the minute. We just leave these guys on. We'll try and maybe rotate a little bit into the last match if we need to. But right now, we just don't want to disturb the team any more than we have to. Cittadini is going to have to come off as well. We'll bring on Liddington for him. And I think we probably take Moraria off as well. Maybe? No, let's not take him off yet. The rest of the team's performing pretty well. This is the thing. So we're going to have to make all three of our substitutions all at once for the last time, so we can only make the 3 stoppages. And as we head towards 85 minutes, probably time to make those now, just before we see this highlight. Moraria now does come off. Harvey White can come on for him. No one else is that tired. They're kind of all right. I'm going to take Hansen off. I'm aware he's on a hat-trick. Hayden Farmer can come on, but let's at least give him as much rest as we humanly can. And Matete can come on. We said we'd give him a little bit more game time. He can come on for 5-6 minutes at the end, get a round of applause, maybe get an ovation as he heads off the pitch later on. And we have just given away a penalty. That's not great, really. I didn't see who that was who gave it away. Was it Jensen Selt again? Did Selt come on once again as a substitute and give a penalty away? I don't know. Ross Stewart as well. Is that the Ross Stewart? Is that opposition Ross Stewart? Is that man that we sold to Reading? Ross Stewart scoring his first goal for the club against his former club? It turns out it is, yeah, it absolutely is. And of course he's scoring his first goal of the season. Of course he's scoring it against us, but it isn't going to matter. We are going to see out the match. It's a 2-1 win. We're still at the top of the league. We win the next one and we're golden. In fact, I think we can probably draw the next one and it not be a major issue. I mean, our goal difference is 36 and Sheffield United's is 31. So unless somehow they win by more than 5 goals, if we draw, we win the league. If we win, we win the league. Basically, let's just go out and win. Let's not worry about the if, buts, maybes, and all of that stuff. You know, how would we deal with it? How can we do this? What can we do to win the league? There's a very simple way of winning the league, and that is going and winning the next match. So that's what we're going to go do. Our next match is against Brighton. Brighton are 11th. They are the epitome of a mid-table team in the Championship. We shouldn't have a problem against them. We've got 7 days to rest up. Let's go do it. As we head towards that final match against Brighton as well, we have just had our youth intake, or we've signed the players from a youth intake, the pick of which is Johnny Stone, 15 years old, right back, Welsh. Has a decent amount of potential on him, could improve a lot. I think he's our first potential 5-star player since we've been at the club, or this series entirely, actually. Lucas Pedro looks quite good as well, right winger, potentially a striker. Probably a right winger over there. Another one, English, could improve a lot. Current National League standard, but I don't expect any of these to be any better than National League standard for a little while yet, because I just don't think we're at that level. Maybe if we've been in the Premier League for a couple of seasons, we'll start having youth intakes that are just a little bit of a better quality, but we haven't necessarily got the best youth ratings in this save for Sunderland. We can't get the board to improve anything either to try and improve those intakes, and it's probably a bit of a reputation thing as well. I believe that affects your youth intakes. I'm not an expert. I'm not going to say I'm an expert, but I kind of think that impacts it because of teams wanting to come and join you. Right, let's have a quick look at this as well. I feel like we just pretty much stay exactly the same because the players I'd want to swap in, like Vargas and Ballard, aren't fit enough yet. This team has won the last 2 matches. They're all fit. I think we just submit the team and go again. I mean, I could end up regretting that. Let me know. Am I going to end up regretting this? You're not allowed to go to the end and then tell me I've regretted it. You've got to tell me now. You've got to go down in the comments. You've got to make a prediction and tell me that I am going to regret this or that I'm not going to regret it. Even make a commitment. Either way, let's go face Brighton. Brighton, as I mentioned, very mid-table at the moment, 11th. I'm pretty sure they got relegated from the Premier League next season. They got relegated for the Premier League next season. They got relegated for the Premier League last season. And I would have thought they would have done a little bit better than this. I mean, Brighton globally, I don't know if it's still the case in FM23, but definitely FM22. They always had quite a large transfer budget. They've also just scored against us here. That is not ideal. We need to win this one. Losing it is really not an option here. I don't want to bottle this title on the last day of the season. I mean, like I said, a draw, I think, sees us win the title. A loss does not see us win the title. Not unless Sheffield United drop points against Blackburn as well. And honestly, they've been in such good form. I don't see that happening. But we are really, really struggling against Brighton here. I think it's probably because I told them they were a mid-table club. And now they are out to punish me. Sheffield United are now beating Blackburn as well, 1-0, and are top of the table. We need a goal here. It's half time. We need a goal here. We desperately need a goal here. And we need it quite quickly. And honestly, because I need time, we're going to extended highlights for the end of this as well. It's how I play normally. It just gives me a bit more time to have a look at things and see what's going on that maybe you can't see stat-wise. Smith here, over to Moreira. Moreira now bringing this ball forward. He is tackled by Kluivert. Interesting for Brighton there. Davies now has got the ball. He has got a bit of pace on him. Can he get past his... No, he can't. He can't get past the defender. He has managed to regain possession pretty quickly, though, so that's decent, I guess. Davies over to Anthony. Anthony into the box. Does have a shot, but it's easily blocked by the defender and then caught by the goalkeeper. Again, this is not going very well. We need to go and get a goal. We need at least a draw. We're giving it until about 60, 65 minutes, and then we are going attacking because, promoted or not, I want the title. I want to lift the trophy. I would like to see some silverware in this save. I'd like the first bit of silverware we win to not be the end of the series because the only bit of silverware we win is the Champions League. That would be ideal if we could win a little bit of silverware before that, a cup, a title, a something or other, anything will do, really. I see Brighton here, very, very comfortable on the ball as well. We're not doing a massive amount to press them. And now Kluivert's through. This is dangerous. I don't like this. It's pulled back, and they are 2-0 up. We're bottling the title here, boys and girls. We are absolutely bottling the title, right? We've got to go attacking. We're just going to ignore that. Let them do their celebration a second. What do we do here? No one's playing like awful. Cittadini's not having a great game. He's going to come off. Let's bring on Liddington rather than Selt here. Let's just make that one substitution, and then we go again. But we've got to go. We now got to go and get 2 goals minimum. We've got about 30 minutes to do it. We are better in attack than we are in defence. We 100% know that. Sheffield United is still only 1-0 up against Blackburn, so they could drop a point here. If they drop a point, that will do for us. Well, actually, if they end up drawing, currently, do we still win? Do we still win the title if they end up drawing and we end up losing? I think we do, mathematically. So Blackburn could do us a favour here. That would be lovely. But instead, at the moment, they aren't dropping any points and we're not winning any points. It's not exactly ideal. What substitutions do we make here as well? That's the big thing. Moreria's going to have to come off because he's looking tired now. Harvey White has going to come on instead. Davies. Oh, we don't have... Not having Vargas really leaves us in a bit of trouble. Hansen going to come off there. Hayden Farmer. Who do we play up front? I mean, I guess actually the more sensible thing would be to do that and have Farmer come on over there. I'd also say Jane Anthony not doing enough, so Univar going to come on for him. And now we fire up the team. Let's fire up the team. Let's try that. Let's try firing up the team. Nothing else is working at the moment. We've now got about 50 minutes to go and get 2 goals, or to bribe someone at Blackburn Rovers to go and score a goal. I mean, can you do that? Can you hit a button here somewhere that inserts, I don't know, money into the Blackburn bank account and tells them to score against Sheffield United? I'm not sure. Davies is still on. How is Davies still on? I could have sworn I made that substitution. Davies, why are you there? Hansen was meant to be there. I've mucked up for this as well. Right, Farmer. And then who comes on over here? What was I trying to do? I was trying to leave Hansen on, and I've mucked that up. Vangelis, actually. Vangelis can go up there. That would work. Would have been the smart play. Matete can come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all 5 of our substitutions. We're going to hope that does something. Sakete here with a throw in. Simon now over to Farmer, playing over on that right wing, which is where he was meant to be. It just wasn't meant to be Davies up front because he's always played over on the right wing. Stupidity here. Hakan Hansen over to Vangelis, who's still in the centre of the park. He had not yet made his move. Not yet made that bit of substitution we need making. White, I guess it will happen at the end of this highlight. It's not going to give us a lot of time, though. We're going to have to go very attacking. We are going to have to go very attacking. I'm aware there's a highlight going on, but I want to get this done before the highlight ends. So when the highlight ends, we instantly go very attacking. Vangelis over to White now, playing at left back. Can he get across into the box? He can. He finds Davies. Adam Davies with his 6th goal of the season. Maybe it was the right thing to have him up top. I definitely think he needs to come off now because he's a little bit too tired. But we have pulled one back. And we've gone very attacking. Can we go and get another one and win the title? That's kind of what we need here. We need to be going and getting another goal, and we need it very, very quickly. Blackburn still not doing us any favours. Still haven't scored against Sheffield United. Sheffield United is still top. We don't like this. We do not like it at all. Very attacking. That's where it's at now. Very attacking. Go grab a goal, and then we can set up with 10 players at the back. We just put all of our players. Davies somehow is still on the pitch, and I'm very confused, and doesn't almost score a goal there. Why is Davies still on the pitch? Where's Vangelis? I'm so confused here as to what's happened now. Things have happened. I don't really understand how they've happened. But you know what? Davies is actually doing really well. So it doesn't matter too much. What does matter is we've got like 10 seconds left in this match and we still not scored a goal. So we've going to have bottled the title on the last day of the season after being 10 points top 6 games ago. And we're going to bottle the title. We are literally Spurs in disguise. I don't understand. Pettersson here. I mean, we've got promotion, so it's not a bad end to the season. It's just a very, very annoying way to not win the title. Farmer now. Play a little bit quicker, mate. Farmer over to Univar. Univar plays it into Davies. Back to Univar. He's offside. That's the end. That's it. That's the end of the match. Oh, that's so annoying. That is so annoying. So we lose the title on the last day of the season. At this point, you couldn't steal the title today. You're telling me we lose out by 1 point and Sheffield United go on and go up as champions? Oh, that's so annoying. I mean, if we go and have a look a second at the Sky Bet Championship, that's so frustrating. We go look at this and we have a look at past positions. We have literally, I don't want any of you, we have been top since game week 22, is that? Until the last day of the season, when we've gone second. I mean, it's one way to end the season. If you have enjoyed that, of course, please do drop a like down below. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and pop back on the next episode. We're going to do the summer transfer windows, get ourselves prepared for the Premier League, wallow in the disappointment of not winning this league. Just prepare ourselves for the future, really. I'll see you there.